I was pronounced dead by the medics who found me and put into a body bag. This one specific team of medics, they did a lot of work with search and rescue. So they had a lot of equipment on their rig that they normally don't have, which includes body bags. They put me in there, and there was a rookie that was sitting in the back of the ambulance, and his job was just to babysit this body and make sure nobody touched the body, nobody messed with it. And while he's driving down the road, he feels something tell him that this one's not all the way dead. So he breaks protocol. He unzips the body bag. He has to undo all these straps off the body bag. And he's feeling around for a pulse. He's not feeling anything. He does more straps. And when he goes down to the femoral, which is the femur area, and he pushes, he felt a spark. And me, the one who's watching all of this from what I think is a movie, I feel a spark too. And so something happens there between the two of us. And he snaps into action, and he breaks protocol and starts trying to resuscitate this body. He's able to get the heart to start back up using a defib or electricity, but not right away. It took 3 rounds. So on the 3rd round of electricity, he got the heart to start again. And one of the true miracles of this is from the declared time of death until the heart is started was exactly 47 minutes. So those 47 minutes are minutes documented dead, if not a whole hour on top of that. So bare minimum, it's well over an hour. Could be close to 2 hours that the body was dead the whole time. And I didn't know it was me. I was watching it all from above. I didn't know until they transferred the body from the medical gurney, from the ambulance, into the hospital bed. As they did that transfer, I felt someone strapping my arms down, and I looked down and I was looking at the arm of the body. And that was the first inkling that I knew that I was dead. And as that happened, I had this flood of fear. Like, how could I be so freaking ignorant that I was watching my own death? Like, what's wrong with me that I'm sitting here watching what's my own death and I have no idea? And it was those thoughts that took me into my life review, where I saw everything bad that I ever did, even as a child, like a very young child. And as I got to the end of that, I had this thought, well, if this is all that I am, why do I even exist? And with that thought, there was this flood of love. It was like a torrential waterfall of love pouring into me. And then I started seeing all the good that I did. And, thank God that there was so much more good than bad. But, I feel like that was important, but not necessarily the underlying importance. But I saw all the good that I did. And I could feel, again, this torrential waterfall of love pouring over me. And I knew it was coming from behind me. So I turned around to see who was doing this, what was doing this. And there is this God-looking figure. He's all dressed in white, long white beard, long white hair. And his eyes, man, they felt like they could look at you. They could reach in your soul and just kind of hold you in their hand. And as I'm looking at this being, all I can think is, oh, this is God. And the next thing I know, he smiles, and using just his thoughts, he goes, no, son, I'm not God. And my only follow-up thought was, well, are you Jesus? And he said, no, son, I'm not Jesus. And he explained, again, using just his thoughts, I'm your guide. I'm here to help you go wherever you want to go. And he pointed back to my body. He's like, I can help you go back to your body. Do you want to go there? And I looked back, and the body was in a full seizure. It was like arching its back. It was strapped down. And this orderly or this nurse was like straddling the body and was stabbing like a big fat elephant syringe directly into the chest. And as that was happening, it looked like a true hell. And I said to this man, I said, no, I don't want to go there. And he explained why he could take me anywhere in the universe. And I couldn't stop thinking about that love that was still pouring over me. And so I asked him, can you take me where this love is coming from? Because I can feel that this is really important for me. It feels very powerful for me. And he explained, he said, he got very excited. He goes, well, that's coming from your home, and that's coming from my home. That's both of our home. I can take us to our home. And I said, let's do it. Let's go home. And that's where my death journey begins. Now, on the human side, I was brain dead for 3 days, zero brain activity, less than 5% anyway. I couldn't breathe on my own. My heart was beating on its own, but that was the only system that was working on its own. My digestion wasn't working. I couldn't even urinate properly. Um, so the body was in a very messed up situation at that point, and that was happening for 3 solid days before I came back from heaven. And there I began to have this 3-day experience where I traveled with my guide, and he helped me understand what I needed to understand to get to what I call heaven or home. And really that's my experience is, and there's of course so much to be explained in the journey and the destination of where we went, but more importantly in the return, in the reintegration of who I once was and who I now is going to be after my experience.